Are you new to Say Heroes or a returning vet wanting to get information on how the brutes work in Say Heroes? I'm Controlled Chaos, and that's exactly what we're going to go over in this video. How brutes work, their playstyle, the power sets, how to do enhancements, and so on. Let's get started. First off, brutes are sort of an in-between of your tank and your scrapper. They're a bit more towards the tank side in that they have a good chunk of hit points and they do a bit more damage than tanks do off-right. Now, there is one special thing that makes brutes different between these two, and that is the fact that the longer you are in fights, the more damage your hits do. Think of it as like a berserker in a regular pen paper role-playing game. Or for you comic book fans, the Incredible Hulk. The madder he gets, the stronger he gets, so the harder he punches. That's how brutes play out. Now, when playing the brutes, you have multiple power sets to go by. Your primaries are like your scrappers. It's all dealing damage. Your secondaries are all defensive. With that being said, you have all the normal ones on the primaries of like fire, ice, energy, super strength, street fighting, things like that. And on the defensive side, once again, you have fire, you have the dark masma, you have ice, you have invulnerability, regeneration, and so on and so forth. When it comes to playing this role, choosing your powers is really up to you in the play style of what you want to do. For instance, I have one that's an energy, melee, and shield build, and it's all based around the design of the character using energy as a mutant to do the damage. I have another one that's all a technology build where it's all electrical damage and electrical defense. Then I have another one that is spine damage, and then the secondary is fire defense. I have another that I literally came up with as a berserker where he wields 2 axes and then has fire damage because he's getting all fired up. I want that heat capability and that heat to do damage. And so you can really vary up how you play your brute in this game. And the great thing is on several of them, like the electrical, the dark masma, and the fire, you have area effect around you damage, and that also increases the longer you're in fight. You'll see it in the video that's playing as I'm talking, that damage slowly creeps up. It's a lot less of a creep than you see with your regular punches, and that's because it's doing minimal damage. But you'll see it go from 1 to 2 all the way up to every tick being 10 or 11 in these bigger fights, which is really nice. With that kind of setup, you can take down enemies quick, especially in area of effect capabilities, such as my spine and fire one. That can take out groups very, very quickly because not only do I have the fire damage area effect going on, but then I also have a spine burst that I do that damages everyone around me, which adds to that. And the fact that I'm longer in battle, the more those do damages, which really helps out. Now, these brutes are not end all be all, can take a bunch of damage. As you can see in this video that I'm showing now, I actually get taken out. I'm playing my energy shield brute. And this happens because, like I said, you're not as tanky as the tanks. You don't have as many hit points. Therefore, when you put on your buffs that reduce damage and give you more hit points, you're not reducing as much damage and you're not given as much hit points because you're not top notch in hit points that the tanks are. Let's move on to enhancements. Enhancements, you want to play a lot like the tanks and the scrappers. For your attacks, you want to add in accuracies, you want to add in damage. And then any secondary effects that you might have. Like Dark Masma, you want to have the 2-hit debuff type stuff on there. And then for your defenses, that varies based on your defense. You want to have, for your toggles, endurance reductions, so you're not draining your endurance like mad. But then you also want to have your defenses slot in there. You want to have your heals slot in there. And for anywhere that you have that damage over time, those dots, such as the fire, the electric, and the dark masma powers that have those, you want to slot accuracies and damages in there, just to bring up the damage more and so that they hit more often. And that's pretty much everything there is for the brutes and how the brutes really work. They're a very fun class to play. Great for soloing, great for groups, because they're aggroing like you won't believe, just like the tanks have. They have a taunt. They just can't take the damage that the tanks can give, but they are a good alternative to the tanks. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, and it'd be greatly appreciated if you're not subscribed to subscribe. Have a great day.